Hello and welcome to the Boostara podcast, where we meet leaders in business and uncover their truths and insights from their amazing experience. At Boostara, we help leverage AI to help businesses boost growth, cut costs, and gain business insights. Today, we are very fortunately joined by the amazing Mauricio Benítez, partner at SW Chile and founder of Fintagram. Hello, Mauricio.
Hey, my friend James, my pleasure to be with you today, and I'm glad that we're gonna discuss about topics that are kind of super excited to share with you all, and will be great time being together with you guys, all you guys in UK and the Europe.
Yeah, brilliant. Excited for it. Can I ask, Mauricio, where are you calling us from?
So now I'm based in Santiago, Chile. As you may know, we had times in China, in Shanghai, several years actually.
Mhm.
We got back in the just before the pandemic to Chile, and we set up the Shine Wing office here in SW Chile at the time. So yeah, now I'm based in LATAM in South America. So yeah, here now is winter. It's kind of a tricky south hemisphere in South America. So
Mhm.
yeah, now I'm based in Santiago of Glad and with the family and the cares in the capital city.
Amazing. And I mean, I want to use a few different words to introduce or describe you, Mauricio. I would say one thing that pops up repeatedly is entrepreneur. And I'm wondering, just for those listeners that don't know you, first time meeting you and hearing you speak, can you give us a little bit of an introduction to your kind of your background and your journey to where you are now? Because Fintagram is but one kind of um, thing that you do, really. Could you
Yeah.
kind of guide us through that journey that you've been on?
Yeah, no, thank you. It's my pleasure to share my life and my experience. I mean, I've been um dealing with my profession for over 20 years already, and it has been a blast. Almost 2 decades to date, and now like seeing years back how we crossed these ways to be on the way that we are now. It's kind of always inspiring. So basically, well, I'm a lawyer. I'm graduate from the Chile University back in the days. 20 years actually. I'm graduate from the university, but always passion with the finance. My father used to be an accountant and auditor, and my family is quite related to the business. So to be honest, I'm a lawyer, but always like super close to where the business are, and looking for opportunities to growth, and this value added, either services or products or whatever it is, looking for this value of things, and how to develop something new, other inspiring, other something with future, with bright future. So then right away I joined Deloitte for the tax division. So I started working with Deloitte for international tax. You know, as bilingual at the time. Now I speak a little bit Mandarin Chinese, but I always I got right on the spot to the international businesses in Deloitte. So I was working with the international tax department, many clients for all over the world, China, Europe, Canada, and US. And then I was a couple of years there, and then the Bankings Association in Chile, Association of Banks, called me out and saying, okay, we're looking for somebody like you, like for managing the tax department in the association, and I accepted the work, and then I got into the banking right away, and most of the time for for tax, but as well as I started to understanding thresholds, regulation, legislation about banking itself and new development of banks. That was 10 years ago. So I was there for some years, and then I moved out to US for getting my master's degree. I already got my master's degree in tax in Chile, but I said I need to understand more finance and regulation worldwide, and there is a program in Boston University that is super specific in banking and in financial institutions. So I just went there for a couple of years till 2015, and then I realized that as it's a well-known topic that China, it was booming. My landlord was Chinese in BU. Everything was owned by by Chinese. It was like what the heck? I mean, just let's give it a try. So my fiance at the time, my girlfriend before, used to live in China. So I give it a try, and then I went to China as a visitor, just as tourist. And I was like, wow, this is great. That was 2014. And then let's say, nah, we can move out. So I finished my scholarship. I got a grant in BU as a researcher. I was doing research in a Center for Finance, Law, and Policy in BU. So I finished my grant. I just I just give back my apartment, my I just closed everything, and I just went out directly to China. I mean, I wasn't getting back to back into my previous work in Chile and so on. I said, yeah, let's give it a try. And then I joined BDO International. BDO, kind of a big firm. It's not Big Four, but it's reputable in China. Is big. So I joined the international division there. And then I started knowing about China, investing overseas, of course, FDIs, and also inbound, LATAM businesses, Chile businesses in China. So I learned a lot. I mean, that was 2015 to 2018, as an international director. That was kind of how they called it. And I finished saying that, okay, after 6 years away, let's almost 7. So we're talking with my wife at the time. We got married, and then having family, kids, to coming back to Chile. At the time, to be honest, I was approached by SW, but I got back as a BDO partner. So when I got back to Chile, I became an international partner in BDO Chile. With the support from all Americas, with a position as a leader, a coordinator in Latam, but with base in Santiago, Chile. And then a couple of years later, I was approached by SW and stating, okay, we need to open the first branch in Latam. So then I opened the office and so on. At the time in China, as you mentioned, Fintagram, one of my services was kind of checking the legal financial tax situation for some companies. That was the first approach. Some Latam companies always were seeking for information about Chinese companies. So they were saying, especially banks, who is this guy? Who is this company? I mean, it's just a Chinese name in some cases, and some financial statements in Mandarin that nobody understands. And can you just draft it some like report, like health check, like some reviewing about the situation? I said, okay, yeah. So that was one of my services. So then I said, interesting. So of course, some people would like to know more about some businesses that they are quite away about the information, or they just they don't understand or whatever. So I just started to drafting these reports, and then I always thinking about agencies, rating agencies, like how to grade something. So let's just that always, these are big institution countries, like listed entities.
Mm,
Why you don't like normal companies like SMEs, medium, small, medium? Then I got back to Chile and I got that idea. I said, yeah, I mean, SMEs are like 80% of the companies in South America. Like, I mean,
mm,
everything is as medium or a small, not huge.
mm,
So then I started learning how to measure, how to reviewing those small companies that they are lack of information publicly. I mean, they're of course they're just super private information. And I started to gather some data. That was back in 2019, a year after I got back. But with the idea that I was influenced by China. Of course, China booming in fintech. We lived there. It was like always Xing for everything, like cash. And
yeah.
then starting like 支付宝, Weixin,
It's just
and
phone, phone, phone scan.
the
Yeah.
phone scanning QR. Yeah, you're right. QR, whatever. For people asking for money down the street, it was like, oh, you can scan me my QR. What? How it happened? I mean, I have some cash. No cash. Just give me some money in the QR. It was just amazing. I was switching from, remember, like 2015 to 2016. It was right away. It was in a year. It was wow, different country.
Mm,
So I got that influence when I got back. So it was interesting. So then I set up 7 years ago, 6 to 7, Fintagram, with the idea to leveraging, of course, firstly from empowering the financial consumers to understand even deeper and more about financial as well as the product itself, like
mm,
scoring their businesses and so on. But it was because of my background. My background, of course, from auditing, from consulting firms, jumping into the fintech, mixing my experience about measuring, reviewing, analyzing those entities, like by IDs, by the financial information and so on, tax information. And then I got with a partner. He's very experienced in IT, super tech and Python and whatever. And now I'm able to gather information right away.
mm,
Everything is automatically. And hopefully from last year with AI. AI helps me a lot about how to muscling those concepts for giving great tips or recommendation to SMEs for moving forward
mm,
since my picture
mm,
once. So now I got a picture, I gave him my information, and I'm saying, okay, come back in 60 months or come back in 3 months.
mm,
And then we see how is it goes. So it's that's the whole journey
mm,
to why I'm not two hats, but from SW, I'm also providing services through Fintagram
mm.
to SMEs or banks or institutions that would like to measure, review their clients as well.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. Sometimes I'm not going directly to the people call me, but you're B2C. Not really. I mean, most of the time, business call me. I
Mm,
have 100 IDs. I'm 100 tax IDs. I need to reviewing on the.
mm,
You're gonna spend like 5 minutes, and
mm,
then the first picture, and they don't have that.
mm,
It's too demanding. 100 to 2,000, 1,000, let's say. That's demanding to make it manually or whatever. So it's
mm,
right away. This is just a first feedback. That's how it's working. And to date, that's a whole journey to finally settle to being settled in Chile. 2 kids, my wife, and everything goes smoothly. Hopefully onwards.
mm. That's amazing. And it sounds like quite a natural fit as well between SW and Fintagram, right? And I guess
Yeah.
sort of big question would be, you speak with a lot with business owners, business leaders, and do you see the 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 same kinds of patterns or trends in terms of sort of financial literacy or illiteracy amongst the kind of leaders that you speak to, that they need this kind of product?
Yeah, you're totally right. Since you are speaking with those entrepreneurs, let's say, and they have a really lack of either information, knowledge, or they cannot manage themselves the business, since they could be more efficient. I mean, firstly, they can be in terms of everything, finance, regulation. They got fined because they don't know, and they have to pay something that they shouldn't. I mean, why you're paying? Oh, I didn't know. Let's talk a little bit. So I started with this financial literacy since I talked to stakeholders saying they have a lack of we're way behind to our SMEs being productive, being efficient, since this lack of literacy. I mean, in terms of how to manage financially their businesses. So it's something common that, as you mentioned, I talked to them. So I realized that why do not provide a scenery, I mean, or at least a spot or a place to discuss, just feeling free to talk about it. So they Fintagram started to being Fintagram Media, Fintagram TV, and we started 2020 with this program, inviting some startups, entrepreneurs, founders of big tech of all over South America, that their successful experience and so on, talking about their challenges, their burdens, their walls that they crossed it, and they climbed it out. I mean, talking about what the startup would like to know if they will have the same opportunity at the time, knowing before, and not crushing with those barriers, those great walls at the time, that at the end is time and resources. If you know it on in advance, you can jump those burdens, hurdles, let's say,
Mm.
at the end. What I realize, it's just, and that now to be honest, I'm kind of influenced by Bloomberg. Bloomberg provides information like open, it's public. I mean, you have to pay to the subscription, but it's just a media. But at the end, they have a product.
Mm.
They have something that to be monetizing. Everything should be. Of course, media is difficult. You know,
Yeah.
media is kind of hard. So you need to have something that to offer. Of course, our idea is offering to our fintech gamers. I called it fintech gamers. Got into this media concept, that they
Mm.
will receive premium
Mm.
services at the end, since they are part of the comedy. So it's a reality that we need the financial literacy for SMEs, because they have a disadvantage.
Yeah.
They have some cons. If we compare with, of course, I work with big companies daily, and they have me. They have
Mm.
an army for accountants, financial tax experts, lawyers,
Mm.
very experienced. And SMEs, sometimes they are competing with the big firms, the big companies, and they are saying to them to themselves, yeah, I mean, I will spend more.
Mm.
I'm not in the position to knowing in advance something.
Mm.
So I open it to this Fintagram media to talk freely. And then for the community, we have some services, freemium services, that constantly supporting SMEs and entrepreneurs and founders to receive these tips, recommendations, feedback. Uh, uh, Sometimes there are people that they are this ping pong of well, I should switch to B2B, right? Because it's hard. I need to expend a lot of money. I raised capital right some month ago, and I
Mm,
said, just start a B2B. What's your market? What is, and they're like bunch of companies. If they receive this recommendation, they will be success.
mm,
Because of the lack of literacy you just mentioned, they're not successful since this lack of knowledge. So
yeah.
that's kind of the spirit of it's something that perhaps is not profitable,
Mm,
firstly, but we are investing in the community. It's
mm,
something that making rewards like intangible, they're not tangible right
mm.
now, but it's something that on the on in the years to come, in the months to come, they will be super grateful, and it will they rewarded to the ecosystem at the end.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing concept. I mean, making the financial aspects of running a business more accessible and it would just yeah easier to access. I guess something interesting to learn from your point of view is what sort of common misconceptions do businesses have when they first learn about your product or they start a conversation with you as a partner of SW and then learn about Fintagram. What's those kind of common misconceptions that you encounter?
Yeah, I mean normally there are some of so some of the comments they say, okay, the tax IRS, the Chile Tax Bureau, they I'm paying too much. Wait. Okay, let's review it. But they say, no, yeah, I mean, they don't do anything like it's something worldwide, right? It's like
Yeah.
especially, but for entrepreneurs, they said, it's my money, I'm working, and I'm paying too much. So let's review it. Okay. Stop. Okay, let's get back to some like ground feel to some background first to start it all over. And so we started like reviewing what they're doing, and sometimes, yeah, they're paying more than they should.
Hmm.
And what's that? Because just for example, not to get bored our viewers. Let's say um, they are in the wrong tax regime. They're paying more than they should pay. So it take me like a working day. So it's reviewing with their financials and then the tax compliance for an annual tax return, let's say,
Hmm.
or the monthly basis. And then, wait. Yeah, you're wrong. I mean, you made a mistake. What? You're in the wrong regime. Since blah, 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 you are having these revenues. There's some thresholds, as I mentioned before. Let's take a look. Oh, really? Okay. So yeah, they were on the way. I mean, they were right. They were paying a lot. To be honest, I mean, not taking me like wrong, but it was like, yeah, it's your bad because you should know about this. And
Hmm.
there is some regimes for pro SMEs. It's called pro pyme in Spanish. It's a pro SMEs that tax rates are reduced for those SMEs. You should comply and fulfill some requirements that is check the box. And then in a week they reduce the tax rates. For example, just for mentioning from 27 to 10%.
Wow.
So it's like 17. It's
Yeah.
like the VAT, almost the VAT in Chile. I
Hmm.
said, what? Yeah, because they didn't know. So always comes from something like this, like tax, let's say license. Always like, what? It's like I have to pay a lot. My business license is my tax equity. The business license in Chile is calculated by the tax equity, we called it. So it's not the equity financially, it's the tax. So I recalculated. So I said, yeah, it's wrong. So you should review it. Oh, thank you so much. And it was reduced 50%. And it's a
Wow.
lot of money. So it's like because it was not taking the correct assets and so on, you have these liabilities and you should decrease it. Thank you so much. It was like taking, I don't know, it took me two business days and we just got it back. And you should submit the filings to we called it counties, like municipalities here in where you have your address. So it's paperwork. But it should be drafted, calculated, and measured by the professionals. So, but
Mm,
they have lack of this, so they're wrong most of the time. So
mm,
business license, tax, authorization for operating, and so on. That's more legal. So what we have finance, legal, tax, all together. Of
mm,
course, we have experience. We do have in business and commercial part. I mean, of course, we know bunch of kind of line of businesses, let's say, type of companies and so on. But as for your question, it's like most of the time, paying taxes is wrong, financials, accounting, legal, light business license, and so on. So, and but it's sad. It's sad. It seems it's not glad to just talking to them and realizing that they have these mistakes
mm,
because the competitors they don't.
mm.
But yeah, that happens.
And I guess that's where
Interesting.
Fintagram kind of fits in, like for the use for them, right? Yeah.
Screening right away, Ray X to the veins, directly to
Mm,
the heart, and saying,
yeah.
yeah, let's wait from here to here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first glance. That's always I'm saying like it's a screenshot. It's like okay, screening your financial, your tax,
Mm,
and then started talking.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's like when you're getting dentist. Go to the Ray X first. Oh, really? Okay, no worries. I get it. So you go and then okay, yeah, straight to the point. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, open the mouth. Yeah, it seems like good, but you're not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I use that as an example. Right.
Mm, no, interesting. And I mean, with Fintagram, you are primarily solely based in Chile, right?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
mainly
guess kind of leading from that is, how do you see the trends changing in fintech kind of locally as you see it in Chile, and then what's happening across the world and how
yeah,
these kinds of tech programs can cross boundaries easily, or is it difficult? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's great. I mean, Fintagram was born as international business. I always thought that this should be. I mean, it's something that I got influence from China. So
Mm,
right away, I just get license in China and the US and so on. But just I'm not operating already, but I got my license because I've been thinking about spread the word and operating all over.
mm,
That's for sure. In South America, in the fintech scenario, in the fintech market, I would say that Chile it's kind of one of countries that they are more mostly quite developed in all the verticals like crypto, let's say kind of micro lending,
mm,
let's say all kind of fintech like exchange, crypto exchange, and so on. Crowdfunding is huge. So those companies is used to operate only in Chile, but some years they cross the frontiers to Peru, to Colombia, Mexico, and so on. So now the scenario is like this. Head offices are in Chile. Sometimes they flipped to US for raise the money for rounds A, rounds B, and so on. But officially the head office is in Chile, and then they are started all over South America.
Mm.
So the trend, and Argentina as well. Brazil is something different, but few of them are operating in Brazil. Argentina, well, we know Argentina. There's some sometimes struggling with the monies and money coming in, coming out, and the restrictions by the government, and you don't know what's next.
Mm.
I mean, so
Yeah.
it's like so it's kind of tricky. But but thinking in Fintagram, I'm pretty sure that I'm on the way to following those businesses as we called it the Pacific Alliance. Pacific Alliance comes Chile, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, and then the
Mm.
rest, Ecuador, Argentina. And that's a trend for startups. Even farther fintechs is startups themselves with some technology.
Mm.
And even for productive companies as well, of course, traditional line of businesses. So hopefully we're on the way, and then in the wave as well. So we are taking the wave,
Mm.
and it's something like we are seeking and also supporting these openings. As well as SW is thinking in operating in Peru and in Colombia and so on, we feel like very comfortable that we will be working onwards.
Mm. Mm.
So for Fintagram, yeah, of course, it's not from the beginning. We thought about having this for and you are saying okay, but Chile is different comparing I don't know SAT, the tax bureau in Peru, the DIAN in Colombia, and so on and so on and so forth. But at the end, just few mods and you get it. I mean, it's
Mm.
not that different comparing the situation from Chile perspective. So yeah, that's the trend definitely, and I'm
Mm.
I'm looking for in the years to come to fulfill this dream that is started, and it will become a worldwide
Mm.
service.
It's very interesting that you have that strategy, that sort of target sort of partnership strategy. Because when you talk to a lot of SaaS owners, they, because of the nature of tech, I mean, I suppose it is true that the world is your oyster. This tech can be utilized in every single country, but at the same time, getting to that level is in itself, a business push, and not, not possible just because you can copy and paste. And every market in itself is going to be very, very different. You're thinking linguistically, culturally, the laws, right? And especially for a program such as yourself, the laws in every country, according to the tax systems, are all going to be very, very different. So it's not just a case of copy paste, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, your thoughts, because obviously Fintagram it's an AI kind of based program,
yeah.
but what would you say is the impact of AI more generally on someone at your level? So, as a founder, as a partner, as someone whose day to day is mostly focused around speaking to people, right? How do you see AI as it's kind of revolutionizing things,
Yeah.
changing for good, for bad? I mean, I can guess just from Fintagram that you're a supporter, you're not a skeptic, but how at your level of working is AI really changing things?
No, that's crucial. I mean, and then it's something that switch businesses from to be fair, it's from last year, 2024, we just realized. Now we're using it like daily, but last year we realized this changing. Um so yeah, I always thought about using tech for example, for this screening and to sharing our advice and recommendations and so on. Basically, from people,
Mm.
from professionals. Of course, I'm thinking in 7, 8 years ago, it was a dream. I mean, I
Yeah.
wasn't like it wasn't developed at the time. It was even less than a POC. It was a PPT, let's say,
Mm,
less than a proof of concept. So I thought, okay, yeah, I will have people like reviewing, I mean, supported by the technology and so on, but yeah, definitely I thought about people making recommendations, since gathering information, it will be faster and so on.
mm,
But from last year, and using like as a tool, as a gadget or as a friend, let's say the AI, we said to ourselves, yeah, but wait a minute. If we teach how to recommend from, let's say, from some standards, as you know, I mean, we need to just go with the AI to the gym and preparing and muscling and bumping the muscles to get ready for exactly making recommendations in the
yeah.
way that I will do,
Mm,
but in a thousand of times automatically and right away basis. So it changed. And some people say, well, but you mentioned that you will be hiring people. Probably, probably. And now technology helps me a lot about using AI and making great recommendations that I will be even better since it's faster and so on. And so but it's perhaps we are switching professionals from auditors, accountants, and so on to IT people, like for supporting the technology that should work. Now we are using Microsoft Azure, for example, for making it happen. We used to use Amazon, and it's great as a cloud, and now we switch. However, we're agnostics in the terms of which now we have the AI from China, the AI from Europe and the US. We think that and addressing the question is like for sure it was a amazing changing in terms of the quality as well of the recommendation. 2022, 2023, I think that will not be ready to get this technology into place. But now, yeah, it changed it. It got better, and it will be allowing Fintagram and the rest of the market to provide better services. There are some cons, of course. Always you have some drawbacks on
mm,
the way, but we do believe that it will be better
yeah.
for the people at the end.
Yeah.
So it's beneficial. It's beneficial for the market, and we are using it.
Mm,
I do understand that the viewers are kind of into the AI, so
mm,
definitely Fintagram is using it. I used to know from really not a scratch because I'm not that old, but AI comes from the real way back the years, the decades to getting developed to date.
mm,
Um, and I'm very glad that nowadays we are using it. So it's great to be allowed to be partnered with AI onwards. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I think that's an amazing example that the use of AI doesn't need to contribute solely to job cuts, but it can lead to job hires, right? I think the point that a lot of people, I think, mostly miss the point on is that AI is taking away the repetitive tasks. It's automating those so that people can be used to deliver higher leverage activities, right? And if you've got as a business the chance to do higher leverage activities at a bigger scale, then you're going to want to do that and hire people
Right.
to do those, right?
Right, right. It's pushing the humanity to being better.
Yeah.
So it's always when we were kids, okay, you have to do your duties. No, no, I don't want to.
Mm,
But if you do it, you are better
yeah.
because next time you will be doing even better constantly
Yeah.
in a regular basis. And now you're getting ready to the next steps. I think human beings are getting ready to the next steps with
Mm,
AI since now we are really adding value to things and not doing this repetition and repetition of tasks or whatever, but it's pushing the humanity
yeah.
to
Yeah.
better. That's the interesting way to view the current situation with AI. Yeah.
Yeah. That's an amazing point. And I guess with that, I mean, what's the next steps for yourself, Mauricio,
Yeah.
for SW, for Fintagram? Where are you looking to go in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years?
Yeah, that's great. Is and it's also inspiring to and push ourselves to the years ahead. And in a sense, we are thinking as SW, of course, we need more countries to get into the network. We
Mm,
have lots of clients that they need local people. I mean, we can help, but you need people in Colombia, you need people in Peru, and so on. And we are opening offices. That's great, partnering with. So we are doing it, and that is enhancing the coverage to in all over Latam, and of course in Europe is same. In UK it's open for some years, and Spain a couple of years ago, and Germany for longer time. In Asia we're all over. In North America it's kind of tricky because of China and a trade war with the US is kind of tricky to, but hopefully we're gonna have some changing in the SW in that sense. About in terms of Instagram, I'm thinking the same way. Like it is a strong brand, of course, and it should develop in the path, saying that we will be find the right people, right
mm,
partners to offering locally Instagram in Peru, in Colombia, and so on, to with a deep knowledge about their situation. Country by country always change. You just mentioned it. Just
mm,
there are some similarities. They are living what we live in Chile 10 years, 15 years before, since they are on the way to develop these businesses, and their authority they're looking for how we I don't know, in the terms of tax, electronic invoice, electronic fapiaos, as we called it in
yeah.
China, and so on. That they established this cooperative couple of months or couple of years just recently,
Mm,
and they're on the way to being feasible to have Fintagram in their countries as well, because we're going to have the information.
mm,
So the advantage, the pro that we do have in Chile or in a really developed country. Chile is not developed yet, but it's on the way. That you have information. That's
mm,
crucial. So with information, with data, we can do things. I mean, we can provide a better services. So we're expecting to being in those jurisdictions to offer into their markets services in the way that we need to find the right partners and so on. Yeah, I mean, with having the head office in the US, where our, let's say, Fintegro as incorporating in as an LLC, it's allow us to open from the US to all over LATAM right away, and
yeah.
even if they just would like to have the know-how on the brand, we can talk about franchising and so on. That's kind of the concept that we are creating on the way, also a network. So
Yeah.
that's That's kind of
It's
the
an amazing,
history.
exciting journey to go on, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely something that I feel proud about it. Uh, it's something that I always thought um, about it, and it is becoming a reality. So it's exciting times. Yeah.
Brilliant, amazing. Thank you, Mauricio. And I guess for our listeners, if they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get to you?
LinkedIn is great. I mean, we got together after some years that we were away when
Mhm.
we got back our home countries, way back home, and LinkedIn is it's a great way. Just text me, and I'm always replying. Of course, no those messages like spam
Yeah.
that we receive daily. Just you just mention, ah, you were talking with James. Okay, you're my friend. That would be the best approach. And yeah, as part of, I'm a member of investment funds, and some people are raising funds and approach me and say, yeah, you are not ready yet. So I have to reply a lot of, like, repeatedly, constantly, that but I receive a lot. But of course, with the right message, I will reply right away.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well,
And
I'll put those the contact details in the notes
yeah,
of this video.
it's right away. I will reply. I'm always in LinkedIn, and it's great to be in touch with all the viewers. It's great what you're doing. Congrats! It's amazing that you can approach this the whole mark. I mean, worldwide.
Mhm.
Your scale is in it's no limits. So it's
Brilliant. Yeah. Well,
endlessly. It's just
thank
great.
thank you for an amazing conversation and an episode, Mauricio. And I suppose we can leave it with a thank you for the listeners for watching as well.
Thank you.